Right now at noon, more rain is on the way for parts of the Midwest as they continue to deal with catastrophic flooding. And President Trump is on the attack as he takes aim at a late senator and the husband of one of his top aides. Plus, just one day away from the NCAA men's basketball tournament, how filling out brackets could be costing employers a ton of cash.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Wednesday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in just a bit. But first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look at our first alert forecast, the waning hours of winter.
Yes, just 5 hours to go until we officially start spring across southern Wisconsin. And we're off to a cloudy start, I guess. Well, it's not officially spring yet, so this is the cloudy end to winter, I guess we can say. Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam looking at mostly cloudy skies. That first system well off to the south and east, so that really won't affect us all that much. A cold front on the way, though, that could bring us a few raindrops later this afternoon. Temperatures are in the mid-40s in Madison, low 40s in Janesville and Monroe, a little bit closer to that rain-cooled air, and close to 50 right now in Boscobel. Wind speeds out of the south and west at about 8 to 15 miles per hour, so not too breezy, but it is making it feel a little bit closer to the upper 30s and low 40s across the area. Your day planner for the rest of your Wednesday. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 40s this evening with a chance of a few raindrops. Then the clouds slowly but surely clearing into tomorrow morning, where we will start off in the low 30s, but the sunshine should return by the afternoon. We'll talk about what temperatures are doing as we head into the first weekend of spring in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to that. We'll see you then. Thank you, Dave. Parts of the Midwest crippled by days of historic flooding are bracing for even more rain. At least 15 states are under flood watches and warnings right now. 3 deaths are blamed on the flooding. Thousands of acres of farmland are underwater and countless livestock are dead. Estimates of the damage to public infrastructure, homes and businesses soared to more than $524 million, and that is just in Nebraska. Vice President Mike Pence surveyed flooded areas around Omaha yesterday and promised quick action on aid. Some 23 million metric tons of salt is dumped on roads across the country every winter, and researchers say all of that salt is causing a growing problem for Wisconsin's lakes. Studies show Lake Mendota has about 25 times the amount of chloride it had before we started putting salt down around 80 years ago. Researchers have been monitoring the level since then and say if we don't do something different soon, the quality of our lakes will continue to go down.
Everything that lives in a lake is adapted to a freshwater environment. And so just animals physiologically don't have the mechanisms to get rid of that salt from their bodies because they never had to deal with it in the past. And so the more salt we put in a lake, the more we're just stressing out anything that's trying to live there.
Dr. Dugan stresses that there has to be more of an effort to reduce the salt load. She says it's not that we have to stop using salt, we just need to be smarter about where we use it and how much we put down. A toddler was found wandering around the 1500 block of Roosevelt Avenue in the city of Beloit this morning. Officials say a passerby saw the boy, called 911 around 7:30 a.m. Police were eventually able to reunite the boy with his mother after canvassing the neighborhood for close to an hour. An investigation is underway to determine what led to the toddler leaving the home, and Child Protective Services was called to assist in the investigation. The boy is healthy and suffered no injuries. Construction on Verona Road expected to start back up again this week in Fitchburg. The Department of Transportation says crews and equipment will start working with minimal impact on traffic. The Verona Road project is expanding and reconstructing Verona Road from Raymond Road south to County Road PD and building interchanges at Williamsburg Way and County Road PD. Nightly lane closures will occur on northbound and southbound Verona Road between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. Drivers should be prepared for the northbound lane shifts. The entire Verona Road project scheduled to be completed in the fall of 2020. Well, the president is using Twitter to launch attacks against 2 of his biggest critics, one living and one dead. Mola Langhi has more details from the White House.
Georgia Senator Johnny Isakson says he's planning to speak out against President Trump over his criticisms of the late Senator John McCain. In an article on the conservative website The Bulwark, Isakson says the country deserves better. The McCain family deserves better. I don't care if he's president of the United States.
I was never a fan of John McCain, and I never will be.
The president attacked McCain in the Oval Office Tuesday and on Twitter last weekend.
Mr. McCain.
He's still upset over McCain's 2017 vote against a Republican effort to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act.
He campaigned on repealing and replacing Obamacare for years, and then he got to a vote and he said thumbs down. So I think that's disgraceful. Plus, there are other things.
Isaacson has defended his former colleague before, including this speech on the Senate floor shortly after McCain's death.
But anybody who, in any way, tarnishes the reputation of John McCain deserves a whipping.
The president also lashed out at the husband of one of his closest advisors, Kellyanne Conway. George Conway, often referred to as Mr. Kellyanne Conway by those who know him, is very jealous of his wife's success, and he went on to call him a stone-cold loser and husband from hell. Conway, who is a prominent conservative attorney, responded with, "You are nuts." That tweet has since been deleted.
No, I don't share those concerns.
This week, Kellyanne Conway said she does not agree with her husband's concerns about the president's mental fitness, and she defended the president's tweets about John McCain. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, the White House.
And Kellyanne did say that she respects and applauds Senator McCain's service to his country. And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will reintroduce legislation to name the Russell Senate Office Building after John McCain. Well, as March Madness heats up, many employees across the nation jumping into office pools at work, and that could be costing employers a lot of money. In a survey, office workers admitted spending an average of 25 minutes during the workday on March Madness activities, like watching games and filling out brackets. Analysts say that adds up to an estimated $13 billion in lost productivity for employers. 84% of workers say office pools make their jobs more enjoyable. And CBS will be covering the NCAA men's basketball tournament. They have coverage starting tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, so News 3 Now at noon will not air tomorrow or Friday. Also on Friday, the Wisconsin Badgers will be playing the Oregon Ducks. That'll air on TBS at 3:30. There's more to come right now at noon. We'll find out what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today we're making a poke cake that's grandma approved, and you won't want to miss what makes it so special. A few years ago, I had the most incredible homemade cannolis at this little restaurant in Philadelphia. They were so rich and creamy, I chowed down on not just one or two, but 3 of them. And from that day on, cannolis have been one of my favorites. So today, I can't wait to share a super easy spin-off of them that we just came up with in the form of a cake. We start by baking a white cake mix in a 9x13 pan according to the package directions. While that cools, we combine a container of mascarpone cheese, some ricotta cheese, and a little vanilla. Once that gets all creamy, we beat in some powdered sugar and a little sweetened condensed milk. Now, using the handle of a wooden spoon, we poke the cake, creating holes, sort of like this. Then, we drizzle a can of sweetened condensed milk over it, making sure it gets into all the nooks and crannies. All that's left to do is spread the creamy filling over it and sprinkle on a few mini chocolate chips. When this comes out of the fridge, after chilling for a bit, get ready for a cake that's so moist and creamy, it'll be hard not to go back for seconds or even thirds. The recipe for what we call known as cannoli poke cake is online now and is so good, I know you'll end up making this over and over again. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found known as favorite way. That's grandma in Italian, for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, kind of a sunny Wednesday. We could see some showers, though. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has your first alert forecast when we come back. Our call for action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. The number is 608-270-2833, and we want to let you know about a special event happening Monday night here on News 3 Now. Our call for action volunteers will be in the office Monday night starting at 5 p.m. to take your questions and mediate on your behalf to get solutions from the business you might be struggling with. Our Leah Lynchide will be in with live reports to show you what our CFA team can help you with. That's Monday night from 5 to 7 right here on News 3 Now. Google pays the price for online dominance, and when to start pinching pennies for retirement. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Today is decision day for the Federal Reserve. The central bank is widely expected to leave interest rates unchanged at the close of its latest two-day policy meeting. Investors will be watching for the latest economic projections. Google is slapped with another hefty fine. The European Union has ordered the tech giant to pay more than $1.5 billion for abusing its dominance in online search advertising. This is its third EU fine in the past 2 years for a total tab of $9.3 billion. Two media giants are now under one roof. Disney has closed its $71 billion acquisition of Fox's entertainment business. That means it now owns brands like The Simpsons, Modern Family, and Avatar, along with its channels FX Networks and National Geographic. The deal comes as Disney gears up to launch its own streaming service to compete with Netflix. New data on retirement savings shows the amount you need to sock away to retire by age 65. According to the Stanford Center on Longevity, if you start saving at age 25, you should be setting aside 10 to 17% of your income. If you start at age 35, that number needs to increase to between 15 and 20% of your income to keep up your current standard of living. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check the Wall Street noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down 146 points. The NASDAQ down 40. The S&P 500 is off 17. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn today. So here are your farm numbers. Let's head over now to the Weather Center. Here is Dave with our first alert forecast.
Yeah, spring is so close that you can practically taste it, Mark. Gone are the days of winter. Well, we still could have some cold temperatures and snow. We know that across southern Wisconsin, that sometimes the calendar and Mother Nature don't exactly agree. But for today, we're actually going to be pretty close to where we should be for the start of spring. Officially at 4:58 p.m. is when we'll get into the vernal equinox. Day and night length is nearly equal. That's where the word equinox comes from. The sun rises due east everywhere on Earth. It would be nice if we could see some of that sunshine, but mostly cloudy skies are out there right now. And the sun actually appears to move in a straight line across the sky, which is really cool. Again, it would help if the clouds were not around for that. And it would also help if the clouds could clear just a little bit for tonight, because the last supermoon of 2019 is set to rise just a few hours after the start of spring. We would have to wait about a year into February of 2020 to get our next one. So hopefully Mother Nature can help us out, do us a solid there. Speaking of solid, we have some pretty solid cloud cover across much of Wisconsin right now as a cold front gets closer. That first system did miss us to the south, which is good news because we really don't need any more rain than is necessary at this point. And on Doppler track, we could see that second system, the cold front, still on the way, still well to the north. Maybe some light shower activity trying to move into Black River Falls right now, but I still think it will be a couple of hours before some raindrops get closer to southern Wisconsin. A live look in Platteville at mostly cloudy skies on the Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Kind of gloomy for the end of winter, but we'll get the sunshine back by tomorrow for the first full day of spring. Temperatures are in the mid-40s in Madison, 43 in Watertown, 41 in Janesville, 42 in Monroe, a little bit closer to that rain-cooled air from that first system, and a little bit closer to 50 right now in Boscobel. With that wind, not too bad out of the south and west, about 8 to 15 miles per hour. Does feel a little bit closer to 40 degrees. So let's take a look at everything on Future Track by the time we get to basically the exact start of spring. We could be dealing with a couple of sprinkles, oh boy, and a couple of light showers as that cold front comes through. Again, really shouldn't add anything to the flooding situation, which is good news, but don't be surprised if we do need that umbrella for a couple of minutes. Temperatures falling into the lower 30s, and our latest projections, our latest model runs have these clouds sticking around really into the morning hours of Thursday. That wouldn't be great to view the supermoon, but it does look like we will eventually get that sunshine back by tomorrow afternoon as highs get closer to 50 for Friday, maybe a little bit chillier with temperatures dipping into the mid to upper 40s for highs. Again, really not looking at anything significant as far as rain totals go, which is good news, and will be mostly dry as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with temperatures hovering around 50 degrees. We're in the low to mid 50s on Sunday, and we do get some rain shower chances back with us for Sunday and Monday. Dry for Tuesday, and then maybe another showery stretch as we head into the middle of next week.
Sprinkles.
Yes.
Sprinkles.
Yeah.
Do you stay up at night to think these things?
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. That one took me about 12 hours.
All right, Dave, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. Marissa DeGrooch from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our pets. Count them two. Pets of the week will meet Biggie and Oliver, a bonded pair of senior Yorkies when we come back. Marissa DeGrooch from the Dane County Humane Society is here with two special guests today. Biggie and Oliver. Marissa, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell us about these little guys here.
Well, so I have Oliver over here, and you have Mr. Biggie over there.
Biggie's smaller than Oliver.
Yes.
Okay.
But Biggie is the older brother.
And they are purebred Yorkshire Terriers.
Yep, and they actually have the same parents, but just litters 2 years apart. And they are a bonded pair. They are so bonded, they definitely have to go home together.
Especially, and he's very protective of him.
Yeah, so Oliver takes care of his big brother. If anything's happening to his brother, he will give a few barks and let you know he's not happy.
But they still interact with people. I mean, they're jumping up here. It's
yeah.
It's not like they're, just watching out for each other here.
Yep, and what's great is they are so good with meeting new people, and even though they're senior boys, they are still active, want to get out there for those walks.
He's 7?
He is 10, so Oliver's 10 and Biggie is 12.
Okay, so they got some years left.
They do at this size, yeah.
And they were surrendered?
They were surrendered, and so what we do know about them is very friendly, laid-back guys, not always the biggest fan of potty training. So they are using those little puppy pads, but maybe, hopefully, as the weather gets a little nicer outside, they'll be a little more encouraged to go outside.
Well, if they use the pads, I mean, that's the first step. You sure are friendly. Aren't you a friend? You are a friendly boy.
But they're looking for a laid-back home. If you do have other pets in the house, if they are kind of more mellow, because they have lived with other dogs before, but they would also just love being kind of the kings of the castle.
They're so friendly.
I know.
If you want a lap dog.
Yes, as soon as you sit down, they are right over there on your lap.
All right, and you got some beer drinking this weekend. What is it?
Yeah, on Saturday there is a really cool event being hosted to benefit Dane County Humane Society. The Wine and Hop Shop are doing their stout contest, and that's over at the Italian Workmen's Club this Saturday. $20 gets you in to taste a lot of great beer and help animals.
There you go. And last week?
Oh, last week's pet did find a great home. We are so excited.
I can't remember who it was. Oh, there he is. Valentino. Or no, Valentine.
Yep.
Okay, well, she's got adopted. Great. All right, let's get these two guys, Biggie and Oliver, home. Go to the website, giveshelter.org, for information on them and all the critters available, 838-0413. Marissa, thanks for coming in a day early since we're not on the air tomorrow. Dave has one final check of the forecast.
Yes, and we are counting down the minutes until spring starts. We could have a few showers as we get into later this afternoon. I can hear panting in my ear right now. That's fun. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a few light shades. Yeah, it's Mark, right? Waiting for spring with temperatures in the upper 40s.
That's our time for now. Remember, no show tomorrow or Friday. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great afternoon.